Hello guys. You see, I find this interesting document in Niti Aayog's website. A paper has been written beautifully about promoting spiritual tourism in our country, in the land of Buddha. You see, we know very well tourism has a great potential in our country. Obviously, we know domestic tourism is reasonable, but when it comes to foreign tourism or foreign tourist arrivals in our country, they are not up to the mark. Okay, smaller countries like Cambodia, Vietnam, Malaysia, even UK, Spain, etc. These countries are attracting far many foreign tourists compared to our country. Okay, this is little bit strange and paradoxical, considering that India has a lot of heritage, no great history, and we can say that we are unable to utilize this great heritage, rich culture that we have, and converting that into tourism. Okay, popular tourism. In that context, a very beautiful article has been written, document has been written, and it is there in the website of Niti Aayog. You can visit. Some important aspects I have identified from the document, and we will see the what is the status of tourism in our country, especially the Buddhism related tourism, and what are the issues, what are the problems that these Buddhist tourist circuits are facing. And finally, we will see some recommendations as to how we can actually improve the Buddhist tourist circuits in our country. Okay, so we will go to the details. The Indian tourism industry, it has contributed significantly to the economic growth. We know that very well over the years. Okay, and the sector has been instrumental in providing mass employment opportunities for many people directly and indirectly, and substantially increasing the income levels in both and formal and informal segments. Okay, you see, tourism has promoted cultural interaction between Indians and the people of other countries, and it has also fostered a regional cooperation. Okay, that is the good work done by tourism sector with respect to India. However, apart from that, the sector contributes immensely to the foreign exchange earnings of our country, which is critical in economic aspect, and it also provides employment opportunities both in formal and informal sector. Okay, if you see some data, the sector accounted for 8.8% of the total employment in the country, which is substantial. Then 5.8% of the total exports. Service exports are there in invisibles. So in total exports, they contributed to 5.8%, and 6.9% of India's GDP in 2019. This is just before the COVID. Okay. In addition to that, the country has also earned foreign exchange revenues of roughly $30 billion in 2019. So this is the scenario just before the occurrence of COVID-19. Okay, and around similar time, or by that time, Government of India has taken several initiatives actually to promote tourism. The schemes like Swadesh Darshan scheme, then PRASHAD scheme is there, Deko Apna Desh, then Adopt a Heritage. All these schemes have been initiated by the government. Then other initiatives were also taken, like extension of e-visa services or facility to 171 countries, and rationalization of visa fee as to encourage more and more foreign tourists to come and visit India. Okay, because of all these measures, there was an increase in the foreign tourist arrivals in India from 10.404 million to 10.93 million in 2019. 10.04 million was in 2017. So there is almost 1 lakh increase in the foreign tourist arrivals between 2017 and 2019. Okay. You see, despite having lot of cultural heritage, diverse culture and rich architectural heritages, India holds only 1.2% share of the international tourism market, which is very, very disappointing, frankly speaking. Okay, as against Spain, a smaller country, which has 5.7% share. USA, they do not have that much a significant cultural heritage to speak about. but still they have 5.4% of foreign tourism share. China 4.5%, UK 2.7%, and Thailand, a very smaller country, Asian country, it has 2.7%. Okay. Then you see countries like UK and USA, they have only 34 and 24 World Heritage sites, but their foreign exchange earnings through foreign tourism are far higher, compared to India, whereas India has 40 World Heritage sites. Okay, so contrasting difference is there between these countries. I mean, when you compare the number of World Heritage sites they have and we have, and the differences between their foreign earnings and our foreign earnings. No doubt, the COVID-19 has negatively impacted the global travel and tourism industry. So all the consequences you can see. There was decline in tourism's contribution to GDP. Um, then its contribution in total employment also fell. Exports also registered a declining trend. So all that impact we know very well. Against this backdrop, it's imperative that countries have adopted innovative measures to once again rebound these tourism activities. Several countries have taken initiatives. So in arenas like wellness tourism, adventure tourism, and spiritual tourism. Okay. In this backdrop, one important thing is we also have an opportunity to cash upon, that is the Buddhist tourism. Okay, so our country also can explore these Buddhist, tourism that may be explored to attract foreign tourists, especially in the post-pandemic era. Okay, you know very well, India is known as the land of Buddha, as Gautam Buddha founded Buddhism about 2,500 years ago in our country only. Okay, in our country, our country is home to a number of Buddhist stupas, viharas, chaityas, pillar and rock edicts of Ashoka that have been commissioned by Ashoka, and they have been built during the reign of Mauryan kings, especially Ashoka, and also during the Guptan rulers and the Shatavahana rulers in the ancient. Okay. So with a global population of nearly 500 million Buddhist population, Buddhism is the fourth largest religion in the world. Okay. Majority of the Buddhists live in countries like China. 50% of total Buddhists, they live in China. Next, Thailand 13%, Japan 9%, Myanmar 8%, Sri Lanka 3%, Vietnam 3%, Cambodia 3%, South Korea 2%, India 2%, and Malaysia 1%. So this is the distribution of Buddhist population across the world. So most of them are concentrated in East Asia without any doubt. So if you see, even though India has a significant number of Buddhist sites at different places in different states, the number of foreign Buddhist pilgrims visiting the country is paltry. Okay, not at all significant. Okay, number of efforts have been made to promote this Buddhist theme-based tourism in our country, but that also did not yield substantial results. Okay. However, one such initiative was Swadesh Darshan scheme, introduced in the year of 2014 to develop theme-based tourist circuits. In that effort, Buddhist circuit has also been developed. Okay, so as part of that, Buddhist circuit program was initiated under this scheme, Swadesh Darshan scheme, to promote integrated development of holy Buddhist sites across the country. So in the image, you can see here Lumini is there. Okay, then Kushinagar is there. Okay, like Vaishali is there. Like that, some cities or places have been identified, and they have been tried to connect. The planners have tried to connect all these sites. Okay, so Sarnath is there here. Like that, we tried to develop a Buddhist circuit. Okay, here Shravasti is there. Okay, like that, some cities have been identified or places have been identified, and we try to connect them. Okay. Then the following Buddhist circuits have been identified in 5 Indian states under the Swadesh Darshan scheme. So places are there in Madhya Pradesh, The circuit is Buddhist Circuit. If you see the name of the project, Sanchi, Satna, Reva, Satdara, Sonari, Murel Hurda, Gyaraspur, Mandasaur, Dhaur, Wayside, Wayside amenities. This is the circuit name. You see, in this circuit, in this way, several circuits have been identified in 5 different states of the country. So, first one is Madhya Pradesh, second one is Uttar Pradesh. In Bihar also, it was identified. In Bihar, it was construction of convention center at Bodh Gaya. In Uttar Pradesh, Sravasti, Kushinagar, and Kapilavastu sites have been connected. Gujarat, if you see, Junagadh, Gir, Somnath, Barauch, Kutch, Bhavnagar, Rajkot, Mehsana, these places have been connected. Andhra Pradesh, Amravati, Anupu, Bojjannakonda, Shalihundam, Totlakonda, and Bavikonda, these places have been connected. If you once again see in Uttar Pradesh, again some cities have been connected. So these are the 5 Buddhist theme-based circuits that have been recognized and developed under the Swadesh Darshan scheme. Remember the sites and the places that they might be asked in the prelims, and maybe they might ask you to evaluate the success of this program, Swadesh Darshan scheme. Okay, and apart from that, some more data has been provided. The number of foreign tourist arrivals in all the Buddhist, Buddhism linked places, the pattern of tourist arrivals, that has also been given in this table. Okay, if you want to, you can go through the table. So if you see the data, the number of forest tourist visitors to Buddhist destinations in India, it has actually marginally declined over the years when compared to other Buddhist countries like Sri Lanka and other Asian countries, which is actually really discouraging, because having a the country, actually it is the birthplace of Buddhism, but unfortunately we are losing this tourism, Buddhist related tourism market to our neighboring countries. Okay, which is really disappointing. Okay, you see, if in China there are 200 million Buddhists are there, but only 30,000 to 40,000 visit India. Okay, actually, if we encourage more and more Chinese to visit India, maybe that will convert into people to people relations. We may better understand each other. In that way, actually, the tensions can be reduced between India and China. Okay, we can do that, right? You see, for this decline or uh, insufficient utilization of Buddhist theme-based tourism in our country, number of factors are there. They are like inadequate public infrastructure and tourist facilities at these sites, limited multilingual guides, limited visitor interaction, limited online marketing of Buddhist heritage sites, and a lack of information about authentic local arts, craft shops. These things have led to decline of Buddhist tourist footfall over the years in our country. Apart from that, museums display relics but offer limited interpretation of the rich heritage behind them. That is also one problem. And there is a dire need for or of informed tourist guides in India who can actually disseminate valuable information and historical information to the travelers. So there is a dearth of guides also. Apart from that, there are some problems related to infrastructure in these places. There is a lack of road and rail connectivity that makes the travel arduous, difficult, time consuming, and often unsafe also. Okay. Then there is poor management of Buddhist tourist information centers. This further adds to the woes of the travelers. All these problems are there. Actually, we have to address all these problems. Okay. If you compare with our neighboring countries, they have taken number of steps to promote actually the Buddhist tourism in recent past, especially in the recent past. If you see the case of China, it has undertaken many projects for development and also the restoration of the Buddhist temples, apart from organizing tourism festivals around famous monasteries in the country. Okay. In Thailand, if you see, the Buddhist institutes are granted special benefits by the government. Then, if you see Bhutan, the relics have been the religion has long been supported financially by the government through annual subsidies to Buddhist monasteries and shrines. This is being done in Bhutan. And if you see in Indonesia, a master plan for restoration of Borobudur was evolved, and the temple was declared a UNESCO heritage site in 1991. Apart from that, the Indonesian government has successfully organized this Borobudur International Festival, an event that is unique combination of tourism and sports. So we have to take some cue and inspiration from these initiatives that were taken by our neighbors in promoting Buddhism related tourism or Buddhist circuits. Okay, so in this situation, it becomes imperative for India also to adopt measures to restore Buddhist sites and monuments and preserve its rich architectural heritage. Okay, you see, we have to develop adequate infrastructure in terms of road and rail connectivity across Buddhist circuits, and they must ensure that uh, last mile last mile connectivity is there, and the travel is hassle free for the travelers. Then also have to develop the roadside visitor amenities at the various Buddhist sites. um, they have to be created, and whatever the existing facilities are there, they have to be upgraded. Okay, and the private investment must also come into this aspect. Okay, you see, lack of skilled human resources is another major issue with India's hospitality sector. So academic institutions in this field, they have to provide special courses to make or to generate skilled manpower in the hospitality sector. Apart from that, awareness about the Buddhist circuits, it must be spread through extensive advertising and e-marketing. That also has to be done. You see, if you see, the government may also think of establishing and promoting spiritual tourism brand on Buddhist circuit. Okay, in our country, already many popular monuments like Kudumbinar, for example, they are being upgraded with visual or virtual audio visual guides that offer information about the monuments. This can also be tried for Buddhist destinations. Okay, you see, there can also be a central database or website where all information pertaining to Buddhist tourism, like availability of guides, accommodation, souvenir shops, that could also be made available for the tourists. Then, similar to the Buddhist circuit, there is another great potential area, that is, integrated circuit for Ashokan rock and pillar edicts. Actually, both these things can be merged. You see, the famous rock edicts are there at Girnar, Gujarat, Supara, Maharashtra, Sanauti, Karnataka, Irragudi, Andhra Pradesh, and Dhauli and Jaugada in Odisha. Then famous Ashokan pillar edicts can be found in Delhi, Meerut, Tupara, Vaishali, Rampurva, and Lauria Nandangarh in Bihar. And these can be developed into a circuit. So in images, they have been shown. This is how we can develop this rock edict circuit, starting from Girnar, Gujarat to Odisha, Dhauli. Okay, then pillar edicts from Delhi to Meerut, etc., connecting until Bihar. We can develop the pillar edict circuit also. Great potential is there. Okay, you see, only one Buddhist site, that is Mahabodhi Temple, has been identified under the iconic tourist sites development project, and there is no single Buddhist tourist site under the PRASHAD scheme. So this lacuna also has to be addressed. You see, the growing influence of the tourism sector as an economic powerhouse and its potential as a tool for development are irrefutable. Okay, there is great potential and we have to utilize it. As per the industry bodies, if you see, the Indian tourism sector is predicted to grow at an annual rate of 6.9% to $460 billion by the year of 2028. Which is 9.9% of the GDP. So the point here we have to take here is tourism is the greatest potential. okay, to add to the economic growth and development. In that, Buddhist based tourism is going to play a critical role, and we have to wake up to this reality, and we have to make appropriate, or we have to take appropriate measures towards realizing this goal. Okay, in that context, some suggestions have been given by the authors, so we will see those suggestions. First suggestion is most of the pilgrimage traffic happens through charter flights, means private flights. So the Indian charter rules, they are very rigid, and they need a relook in this context. For instance, a Buddhist tourist charter aircraft carrying passengers to Agra for visiting Taj Mahal or any other destination must also be allowed. Second recommendation is, first recommendation is saying that you little bit uh, what should I say, liberalize the private charter flight rules. That is what the first recommendation is. Second recommendation, if you see, direct airline connectivity between India and the key sites in Buddhist source markets, assistance by government of India and states with the viability gap funding, easier bilateral support, supportive code share arrangements providing advantage to Indian carriers. So this can also be done. What it is saying, there shall be connectivity between India and the Buddhist tourism source markets, means especially the East Asian countries. So flights shall be flying between India and these countries. That is the second recommendation. Third one, if you see, connect the primary Buddhist destinations by luxury or premium trains and hotels on wheels concepts. For example, a group landing in Varanasi has the option of moving around the entire circuit while taking night halts in trains or marked up stations. That also can be done. Fourth recommendation is wayside amenities with adequate health and hygiene, a must for vehicular travel by groups. This also has to be done. Fifth recommendation is linking destinations and creating subsidiary destinations to hold tourists post pilgrimage activities. For instance, example, linking Bodh Gaya to Santiniketan and Kolkata, okay, which is a Chinese heritage. Sixth recommendation is signages at important monuments, edicts, and places of worship in a Buddhist circuit must be in Mandarin and Cantonese, Japanese, Thai languages to start with. Okay, so we have to provide the information in the languages of the source people who are visiting our Buddhist sites. Seventh recommendation is marketing and promotions. You see, audio visual promotional material in languages including Mandarin, okay, um, then Cantonese, Japanese, Thai must be circulated or geotagged within Buddhist activity centers, cities or regions in countries. Okay. Eighth recommendation is tie-ups with the Chinese, Japanese, and the Thai banks and financial institutions for destination ATMs or cash dispensation facilities. So if you take these types of initiatives, you can further promote Buddhist based tourism in our country, which has a great potential. Okay, so you can use this information uh, very well if there is any tourism related question in the mains exam, and always all this information is very much useful in the prelims exam. Okay, from art and culture point of view, you can definitely use this information. Okay, so this is it for today. See you next time. Until then, you have a very good time.